We seem to be okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is 35 days in the Omer. Ayom Chamishu Shleishim Yoim Sheim Chamishu Shavua is Ba'omer La Omer. Today's shir is sponsored. Very interesting one today. This is our sponsor. I have no idea what this is, seriously. Yosef probably knows. The sun came up this morning and most of us are still breathing. And most of us are all breathing. Anonymous. I don't know. Maybe it's David Brandis from South Bend. David once had COVID-19 and he sent us a whole email that every breath he takes is a gift from Hashem. I don't know. But if you want to send your sayings anonymously, please do so. We'll put them on the other board as well. What do we have here today? Gewaldige stuff. First of all, it's an unbelievable sugya. Oh, I want to read that email, Taco. Let's get there. Where was it? Oh, here. Hello, Rabbi Eli Stefansky. This is Rafal Badalov. Been introduced to your daf right after Sima Shas. Blah, 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 blah. A whole long arichos. He goes to the shir of Rabbi Schwartz. He did a scene with his son Brachas. Missed Rabbi Schwartz. I listened to your daf. Whatever he misses. I love this one. This is great. My first thing I did with my son, since Corona, I listened to live Zoom Daf Yomi with Rabbi Eli Mansour. He's bringing in the competition. Okay, listen, we'll quote the competition here. And I listened to your daf. I just have a question regarding Shabbos daf 67, where we discuss it's not proper to do the goyish stuff, the chukis amoiri thingies, to do certain things during preparation of food. But when we read Ketairos in the morning, we discuss preparation of Ketairos, we would say grind thoroughly. Hadek hatev hadek. Yes. So where it's proven by the Ketairos, it works, you do it. But where the Darkei Moiri, it's not proven, it doesn't work. The reason why I'm reading this email is because I started off the shir with a question I never got to the answer. And it's a very interesting question. If you say things from the Gemara, you do lachash from the Gemara, certain Darkei Moiri from the Gemara, brought down from the Rebbe Kiva Eger, the Maharil, it's usher to do in our days. Why? Because people are going to say, hey, you did all these things. You took 7 pegs from a bridge, and you took 7 pitch, and you took 7 ashes, and it didn't work, so they're going to make fun of the Torah. And that's a problem. You're causing people to make fun of the Torah. It comes out very interesting. That to say a lachash that's mefurish in the Gemara is usher, but to say a lachash from a guy down the street that charged you $5, that would be mutter. It would seem the reverse. That's what came out from that sugya. I just wanted to point that out. Here's another email. Last one for today. It's a very long one. Oy, what am I going to do here? Hi, Rebelli. I sent you this. What's up first? But then you mentioned Rabbi Pilchik by the daf discussing the mask. Because when I wore the mask, I said I had a Rebbe. Attaches a picture and video of Rabbi Pilchik. Pretty sure the same one you mentioned. As always, he gets dressed up. A real Stoliner. That's the guy. He dressed up for like Ba'omer through barbecue. The Yeshiva Torah start. Look at this. So here's my Rebbe from pre-1A, still alive and kicking, still wearing masks, just 2 days ago. Just 2 days ago, Rabbi Pilchik, whoever went to Karlin Stolin, whoever went to. I went to Karlin Stolin also, believe it or not, in Borough Park, but I also went to Darkei Torah, that's where he was my Rebbe, in pre-1A, he used to wear a mask every day. He's dressed up for Lag Ba'omer, just to be Mesamech people, unbelievable. In Flatbush, New York, where my boys go to yeshiva. Took my sons there today. Amazing. Another person sent me an email this morning. I'm not going to have time to read it. And he spoke to him about me. Okay. That will be maybe tomorrow. Took my sons there today. For this, I figured I would send you a picture. Pretty sure it's the same Rabbi Pilchik. Blah, blah, blah. His Kayanar is still going strong with the same energy and personality. I don't know. What is that? 40 years ago. More than 40 years ago, I was in pre-1A. Unbelievable. On another note, love the shir. Haven't missed a daf on the full shir on YouTube. Sorry, not a Zoom guy, or an 8-minute daf since Brachas. So he did 8-minute and the full shir since Brachas. I'm at a yeshiva for approximately 15 years. Always been steiging Baruch Hashem, but never felt a commitment to Torah like this before I started yeshiva. 129 days of never missing a day of learning because of you. unlike times I've overslept through chavrusas, etc., is an amazing thing. Wow. So yeah, that's what the Daf Yomi is all about. The first day of brachas, we discussed this, of never missing a day of Torah. So he's counting 129 days of never missing a day of learning. And when you have chavrusas in lamdas and all this stuff, and I'm not putting that stuff down, but the difference is when you have all these chavrusas, a lot of times you don't learn on Shabbos, you oversleep, the chavrusa oversleeps, his wife gave birth, and you fall out of thing. When you do the daf, you're doing it every day. You with Klal Yisrael, doing it every day. It's an amazing thing. P.S. I thought I was into my hair, but you put me to shame. I need a haircut, yes. Looking forward to stopping by Iris for the live share once Corona is over, but will not have the Folgers coffee as I have to disagree with everyone who doesn't enjoy it. The stuff is pretty bad. Listen, if it's pretty bad, so you're going to have to step up to the plate and bring good stuff. We have no problem. This is what we could afford right now. Looking forward to steiging with you on YouTube tomorrow morning. David Z, Flatbush, New York. Okay, great. Let's jump into it. Amazing sugyas today. So, when it comes to Isser Shabbos, or a lot of Isurim, let's talk about Shabbos. There are three components really to Shabbos. There's the lav that the Torah says don't do a certain thing. Then there's the Isser Karas. If you do it b'mezid, you get Karas. Forget about the Skila and Edom, Karas. You do it b'shoigeg, you have to bring a carbon. Kol shezdoni Karas, shigos echatos. So three things. You have the lav, you have the Karas, you have the carbon. So when I ask you, what does it mean to be a shoigeg? You did something inadvertently. What exactly did you forget? So we're going to see the most amazing shita of Mumbaz, which we started yesterday. Mumbaz says if a person is very aware that what he's doing is asr, he knows I'm not allowed to cook on Shabbos, but he's just not aware that if he cooks by accident, he has to bring a carbon. Okay, he's missing one of the consequences. But he knows what he's doing is asr. That's a shoigeg. Could you believe it? A guy is doing it a very b'mezid. He's sitting on the stovetop and he's going like this. And he says, what I'm doing right now is 100% asr. The Torah does not allow me to do this. And then somebody says, hey, by the way, did you know that if you do it by accident, you have to bring a carbon? He says, no, I wasn't aware. Ooh, this guy's a shoigeg. Shoigeg. So what does he bring? He brings a carbon now. He has to bring a carbon because he didn't know he has to bring a carbon. Incredible shita. Then we have Chachamim. In Chachamim we have two shitas, Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Shlokish. Rabbi Yochanan says, as long as he doesn't know the main consequence of death, min hashamayim, called kares, which is not misa b'dei shamayim, it's worse than misa b'dei shamayim, it's kares. If he doesn't know that, that's a shoigeg. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. He's on the pot, he's going like this, he doesn't know he's going to get killed soon. Min hashamayim, his sons are going to die. It's terrible stuff. So that's shoigeg. Comes Rish Lakish and says what we always understood to be shoigeg when we were kids. Shoigeg means he doesn't know that there's an Isser Lav, that it's an Aveira at all, and he doesn't know that there's Misa. He doesn't know anything. He's a shoigeg. He's completely unaware. So just to recap a little bit of what we said yesterday, we'll try to recap more of it, not tomorrow, but at the end of today's daf if we have time. Real quickly, Mumbaz tells Rebbe Kiva, I have a hekesh. I can't compare a shoigeg to a mezid, because in the same area, and just like Mezid had an awareness, so too shoigeg has an awareness. Asks him Rabbi Akiva, let me go a step further and show you that you're wrong. If Mezid has an awareness right now. Are you going to tell me that somebody that's a shoigeg, he's doing something by mistake, he has an awareness right now? Says Mumbaz, beautiful. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. He has an awareness right now and he's a mistake. Ask the Gemara, so now that's where we're holding right now, Daf Samach Tes Amud Aleph on the top. 6 lines from the top. So what exactly did he forget? If he knows what he's doing right now is wrong, so what doesn't he know? He's just not aware that what he's doing is wrong, that he'd have to bring a carbon if he did it by mistake, even though he's doing it right now on purpose. But if he did it by mistake, he would have to bring a carbon that he's unaware of. That's considered a shoigeg. Unbelievable chiddush. V'Rabbanan shigas carbon lishma shgaga. What are you talking about? Not knowing that if you do b'shogeg, he's not even doing shogeg. He's doing mazid now, and just because he doesn't know the consequence of a side thing, that if he did it b'shogeg, he has to bring a carbon. That's considered shogeg. No way. V'Rabbanan shgaga b'may. So how much does he have to forget in order to be considered a shogeg? That we have a machlokes Rabbi Yochanan Shlakish. Rabbi Yochanan Omar kivin sheshogeg b'kares af al pi shehezid b'lav. All he has to not know is that he gets this terrible thing called kares. They're going to cut his life short. Maybe he'll go to his sons, whatever. Kares. If he doesn't know that, even though he knows that what he's doing is wrong, he went to Cheder, he knows that it's also to cook on Shabbos, it's also to do this and that on Shabbos, he knows all these things. He does it anyways, but he just doesn't know the consequence. He was never aware, they never taught him in school that for doing that, without witnesses, without Hasra, you get kares. Of course, if there are witnesses and they warned him, he'll get Misa in Bezdin, Skila. This everybody probably feels familiar with and enjoys this one. Rish Lakish. What's a shogeg? He doesn't even know it's asur. He doesn't know. He never learned the halachas of bayrer. He doesn't know that it has to be oichel metech psoilas, and then it has to be bekli. He doesn't know all these things. He thought that the buyer is this, and it's not that. So, okay. But he made a mistake in the lav, and he made a mistake in the cars. My time at the Bishim Lakish, Omar Kro, it says by the Nasi who sins, Asher lo yisel bishgaga, you have to be goyers, this word bishgaga, it's part of the pasuk. Asher lo yisel bishgaga v'ashem. Achi yishgog b'lav v'kar shabbat. Seems like he made a shogeg, he made a mistake, both in the lav and both in the kares. Rabbi Yochanan, Hai Kro, the Rabbi Shimon Lakish, my Avidlei. So what does Rabbi Yochanan do? It seems from the pasuk that he made a mistake in both. If you look at the words, it says Mei Am Haaretz, from the people, from the common folk. But what's from? It should say Am Haaretz, all people that are over. How are you doing? Good morning, my second, third cousin. How are you? It's good to see you, Jonathan. Mei Am Haaretz, Prat Lemumar. Amazing halacha, and it makes a lot of sense, this halacha. If a guy is off the derech, he's a mummer, and he does an avera by mistake, he doesn't bring a carbon. Why not? Because he has no mistake, this guy. Even if he went over and said, hey, Joe, don't do that avera, he'll do it anyway. It just happens to be that he didn't know that this is asur. But if he knew it was asur, he'd do it anyways. That's not considered a shogeg. Shogeg is a person that if he would have known that it's asur, he's a nice, frum yid, and you tell him, listen, by the way, boyer, hatmana, that's wrong. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. He stays away. But a guy that's off the derech, he does it anyways, and then later on you tell him, hey, by the way, you're doing tshuva today, but when you were a shegit, you did hatmana. You have to bring a carbon. So he tells you, what do you mean? Even if you would have told me then that's hatmana, that's also, I would have done it anyways. I don't care about Yiddishkeit then. So I'm not going to, he doesn't bring a carbon today. Mei Am Haaretz, from the people of the nation, not all the nation, not mumarim. Probably mumar. Okay, it's a side thing. Reb Shimon Elazoi, Reb Shimon, Asher lo yisel seno b'shgaga v'ashem, hashav mi'idiyasoi. Here, hashav mi'idiyasoi maybe carbon al shigasoi. If a person does tshuva when they tell him, that's the type of person that brings a carbon. Hashav mi'idiyasoi and maybe carbon al shigasoi. Great. Tanan. By the way, if you pay attention to this little sugya over here, then tomorrow we're going to have this same exact sugya word for word, maybe a slightly different point, but the sugya is the same for the next 10 lines. Not. We're going to have a Mishnah very soon in this parak. Avos melachos arba'im chaser achas. There are 40 minus 1 melachas. Vavinam ba. And the famous question, Minyan Alamali, do I need a count for you? The Mishnah doesn't have any extra words. So why does the Mishnah tell me, oh, there are 39? Take your finger and go. And you get to 39. Obviously, the Mishnah is coming to teach us something. I found this fascinating, that we're bringing Rabbi Yochanan's pshat, and we're going to ask our Rish Lakish from Rabbi Yochanan's pshat. I mean, he's arguing with Rabbi Yochanan, but basically this is the only pshat. This is what makes sense. He's saying this over probably. Rabbi Yochanan, Shimasan kulam behelam echad, chayav hakol achas v'achas. Comes Rebbe Yochanan and says, I'm telling you a chiddush, that it's possible, and the most you could ever be over is on 39. The most a person can bring in one Shabbos is 39 korbanos. If in one awareness, in one swoop awareness, he forgot all these things, he didn't know about 39 melachas, he brings 39 korbanos. Now we have to point out a very basic thing to understand this line, and that Rashi points out. If a person doesn't know anything about Melacha Shabbos, he doesn't know that there are 39 melachas. He doesn't know any of the 39. Zero. What is Shabbos? What is Shabbos? Shabbos is chant? No. So what is Shabbos? Shabbos means I cannot do melacha. He doesn't know that there are melachas that you can't do. So therefore, for this individual, there is no Shabbos. So then what is he yeshaygig? What's he yeshaygig about? If a person knows that there's one melacha, you're not allowed to plant on Shabbos, but he doesn't know 38 of them, so he has the concept of Shabbos, and he made a mistake on 38 melachas. But if this person doesn't know that you can't plant on Shabbos, he has zero, then there is no Shabbos for him. Then he is not a shaygig. He didn't make a mistake on 38. He doesn't know there's Shabbos. There is no concept of Shabbos. That's what the Gemara is asking here. You understand this concept? That if it's zero, then there is no Shabbos for him. If it's one, there's Shabbos, and he made a mistake on 38. But if it's zero, then there's no Shabbos. Ask the Gemara. That's the main. You have to understand that nekuda to understand the next three lines. How in the world could you get to 39? The only way to get to it l'chayra is that I don't know that what I'm doing is asr. In other words, we'll see. Bishleim el Rabbi Yochanan, the Omar Kivin sheshogag b'kares afapi shehezid belav shehizid belav mishkachas lo kegoin the yodel l'shabbos belav. According to Rabbi Yochanan, it makes a lot of sense. We said that according to Rabbi Yochanan, what's considered a shogeg? Anybody that doesn't know that what he's about to do, the consequence is kares. He knows that it's asr, he just doesn't know the consequence of kares. So here I have an individual that knows that 39 melachas are asr. He just doesn't know the consequence on those 39 melachas is kares. Perfect. He has to bring 39 sheep. Imagine a guy walking with a truckload of sheep into the Beis HaMikdash. Great. So what do we do about Rish Lakish here? According to Rish Lakish, that in order to be a shaygig, you have to forget the lav and the kares. So in all 39 melachas, he doesn't know it's asr, and he certainly doesn't know that he's going to die from it. So then he doesn't know it's Shabbos. What is Shabbos? He doesn't know it's Shabbos. Okay, the Ritva asks, maybe he knows that you have to keep, you have to do Kiddush. But that's not Shabbos. Obviously, Shabbos is the Isser of Shabbos, the Isurim of Shabbos. So he has no idea that there is Shabbos, so he can't be a shaygig. Right? It's like the guy that we had yesterday that grew up in North Korea, doesn't know the concept of Shabbos. He's not a shaygig. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that there's 39 malachas, so he can't be a shaygig in it. Answers the Gemara amazingly. The Yoda b'tchumim v'aliba de Rebbe Akiva. If a guy, there's a 40th thing, Rabbi Yisai, it's called Chum. I'm not allowed to walk. I'm allowed to walk 2,000 amas from my house, not a centimeter more. Okay, this is a different picture from Daf Lamed Daled. If I make a Tchum, if I make an Erev Tchumim, I can walk another 2,000 amas from here. Great. Answers the Gemara, he's aware of Tchum. Now, what's Tchum different than everything else? According to Rebbe Akiva, Tchum is a Issa Deraisa. If I walk more than 2,000 amas, I'm over Deraisa. Okay, so it's 40 melachas. Says Rashi, no, because even according to Rebbe Akiva, I don't bring a carbon. It's Issa Deraisa, but I don't bring a carbon. So therefore, very good. A guy knows that there's Isser Tchum, so now he's in the Parsha of Shabbos. He knows that there's something called Shabbos. What is Usher to do? All he knows is Usher to walk 2,000 amas, more than 2,000 amas. And he was over on 39 other avos, and he did 39 melachas that he didn't know, then he brings 39 karbanas. You're asking me, how's it possible for a person to bring 39 karbanas? Because there's a 40th melacha called tchum, according to Rebbe Kiva. We don't pass him like that. We don't pass him that tchum is deraisa. We pass him tchum is derabbanan. Great. Let's keep on going. We're doing great. Okay, there's a brisa that says, what is the depiction in the dictionary, when the dictionary talks about shogeg, what is it? Shogeg b'zeh b'zeh, zeh shogeg amar b'Torah. This is the most obvious in the world. If a person doesn't know that it's Shabbos, and he doesn't know that this malacha is asur, so he's planting seeds, and he thinks it's Tuesday, and he doesn't even know that planting seeds is asur. Perfect shogeg. Hey, a person, he knows that today is Shabbos, he has a calendar, he has an iPhone, and he knows and he learned and he has Yoni's book and it shows that you're not allowed to plant seeds. That's the perfect case of a mezid. What about these three cases? One out of the two. Shogeg b'Shabbos v'hezeh b'melachos. He has no idea that today is Shabbos. He lost track of time. But he knows, had he known that it's Shabbos, he wouldn't have done it because he knows that you're not allowed to plant, you're not allowed to cook. Or the opposite, Shogeg b'melachos, v'hezeh b'Shabbos. This is, I guess, more common. He knows exactly today is Saturday. He knows it's Shabbos. He just doesn't know that you're not allowed to cook. Didn't know. Oh, but this is the case we're looking for. Listen to this case. I know very well that this is asur. I went to school. But I don't know the consequence of carbon. No, who says that? Who's the one that says that if I don't know carbon, I am a shogeg? That's Munbaz. The tremendous chiddush. Keman ke Munbaz. Says the Gemara, this brisa must be going according to Munbaz. Nobody else says, Chacham argue with Munbaz. They say, not knowing about a carbon is not enough to be a shogeg. Not knowing about kares, according to Rabbi Yochanan, is a shogeg. And not knowing about the lav and kares is a shogeg according to Rish Lakish. But not knowing about a carbon when you do b'shogeg is considered a shogeg when you do b'mezid. Again, should I say those words again? Not knowing that you have to bring a carbon while you're doing something b'mezid, not knowing that if you did it b'shogeg you have to bring a carbon, that's considered a shogeg according to Munbaz. That's unbelievable. Amar Abayo, Hakol moedim b'shvuas bitui. Shvuas bitui. What shvuas bitui? A person says, either he swears on the past or he swears on the future falsely. He says, I did not eat pizza. Or he says, on Tuesday I ate pizza. And that's a lie. He didn't eat pizza. Or he says that in the future, next Monday, I am not going to eat pizza, and he eats. Or he says, next Monday, I'm going to eat pizza, and he doesn't eat. Okay, so it's either in the past or in the future. What does he do if he's over b'shogeg? He brings a carbon oil v'yored. And that's a huge chiddush. To say that a person has to bring a carbon on a lav that is not bekaris. If I did it on purpose, I don't get karis. So to tell me that if I adjust a simple lav, a lav without any karis, I have to bring a carbon? Unique in the Torah. Chiddush. Says the Gemara, Kol moedim b'shvuas. Now, the question is, we just finished saying, what is a shogeg in Shabbos? Either he forgot that you have to bring a carbon, or according to Rabbi Yochanan, he forgot that there's karis. According to Rish Lakish, he forgot that there's karis and a lav. So what's shogeg when it comes to Shavuot? There is no karis in a Shavuot. So what did he forget? According to Rabbi Yochanan, the only way to be a shogeg is that you forgot the karis, but there's no karis. What do I do now? How do I have a case of a shogeg? By swearing. Says Abaya, Hakol moedim b'shvuas bitui. Therefore, everybody admits when it comes to Shavuot, she'chayavim alei carbon, ad sheyishgog b'lav sheba. Says Rashi, he forgot that he swore when he ate. Until he forgets the lav. Not that he forgets that he's chayiv a carbon or leviyared. He forgets that it's the lav of it. Says the Gemara, Kol moedim man, Rabbi Yochanan. It has to be Rabbi Yochanan. Because Rabbi Yochanan holds typically what is considered a shogeg, somebody that forgets kares. Over here, there's no kares, so Rabbi Yochanan is the one that has to take it down a step and say, wait a minute, when there is no kares, now I admit that the shayig is when I forget the lav, not the kares. Now I'm going to go like Rish Lakish. If there's no breira, there's no other option here. There's nothing else to forget. The only other thing to forget is, well, there's two things. Forgetting that there's a carbon, and forgetting that there's a lav. But the third condition of kares we don't have here because it doesn't exist. So Rabbi Yochanan is going to have to admit that in this case, shayig means somebody forgot that there's a lav. Says the Gemara, pshita, obviously. Kikam Rabbi Yochanan nechadike kares. Rabbi Yochanan only said is halacha when it's available, when the kares is there. So I'm telling you that shayig means when I forgot this kares. Avalacha the leke kares lie. By the way, has anybody seen Daddy Kornbluth? I haven't seen him in a few days.
Eli, once you're pausing,
yeah.
You clever are asking, what about this simple case of just forgetting what day it is? David, speaking of Kornbluth, David Kornbluth.
What? What's the shaila? In what? In what case?
Shagig is a simple case of forgetting what day it is. Shagag in the day. You didn't know it was Shabbos.
A shagig, we're talking about the lav and the kares. If you forgot what day, let me think a second. You forgot what day it is. Forgot what day it is. He has to bring a carbon for every Shabbos. No. So in what case are you talking about? That can't be in the 39 melachas case. That's a different case. That's a shogeg in the day. So that you only bring one carbon. That's it. You're limited to one. We're talking about melachas now. That on each melacha you're chayiv a carbon. What's the
specifically discussing about shigigas malachas?
Right. Shigigas malachas, forgetting the day is not shigigas malacha. That's not shigigas malacha. That's forgetting the day. So for every Shabbos that goes by, said the first Mishnah in Klal Gadol, every Shabbos that goes by you bring one carbon. Because every week you made one mistake. We assume that during the week you figured it out, but we're talking about malachas now. On the malacha, what did you forget? We're dealing with the malacha specifically, not on the day. Shigyas Yaim, okay, so you bring one carbon for that shagig. Not knowing the concept of Shabbos, you bring one for your entire life. We're talking about not when it comes to the malacha, what did you forget? Yeah. So David, what's the answer about my question? Was your dad? Okay, fine. I hope he's well.
He's here. He says he's here.
He's here. Okay. I just don't see him because you know what? I should switch the screen for a second. Oh, the same people on the same screens every day. Avi Kamiansky's on the wrong screen today. He's supposed to be on screen number 1. He's not there. Okay, great. Oh, here he is. He's on screen number 3. Daddy Kornbluth, you came late today. Oy vavoy to you. Oy vavoy. Okay, fine. And you don't even have to walk anymore. Daddy Kornbluth used to walk a mile in every direction. And today he's in Rechavia somewhere and he's late. Okay. So the Gemara, or maybe everybody's early. That's what happened. Baruch Hashem, 119 people on Zoom. Says the Gemara like this. So according to Rabbi Yochanan, obviously we have to switch gears. We have to say that the shogeg is that he forgot the lav. Says the Gemara, so what's the chiddush? Of course. What's Abai trying to say? Since it's such a huge chiddush that a person brings a carbon oil of on a lav that's not associated with a kares, and over here you bring this carbon, maybe the carbon is like a kares sort of thing. It's a huge chiddush. So maybe over here Rabbi Yochanan will say that if he forgot the carbon, all of a sudden Rabbi Yochanan would admit to munbaz? Even forgetting a carbon is considered a shaygeg? No. Rabbi Yochanan over here is going to say like Rish Lakish. Forgetting the lav is a shaygeg, forgetting the carbon is not a shaygeg. Kamash malon. Let's turn the page, Daf Samachtes, Amud Beis. Anyways, the bottom line is that this machlokes of Munbaz and Chachamim goes even in Shvuas Bitui. Meisvei. We're getting up to some crazy sugyas here, beautiful sugyas in Shas. Really fun and exciting stuff. Meisvei. Eizu shigas Shvuas Bitui l'shavar. Now, this is a very interesting halacha. Rashi points out, when it comes to Shvuah, you have to know what you're doing. You have to be aware of what you're saying. So, when you make a Shvuah to the future, very easy to mess up. I say, I promise, I swear, I am going to eat pizza, blah, 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 on a certain day. And something happens, he doesn't eat. But when he said the shvuah, he was very aware, he has to bring a carbon. Try to fit that in reverse. It doesn't work. How did he make a mistake? He said, I swear I didn't eat pizza. But when he swore, he didn't know that he did eat pizza. He didn't know it. He's missing from his awareness. When it comes to Hilchos Shvuah, he's potter on that Shvuah. If a person is so convinced that he didn't eat, but he completely forgot, that's not called a Shvuah b'shaygig. He didn't make a mistake. He just wasn't aware. He was missing, part of his brain went dead, and he said the wrong thing. That's not a Shvuah shav. That's not a Shvuah bitui. So how do you get to a shaygig on the past? Says the Gemara, Eze shiga Shvuah bitui l'sha'avar, Shem Amar Yudei Ani Sheshvuah Zu Asuro, Aval Eni Yedem Chayav Malei Carbon. Oiloi Chayav. Hamani Mumbazi. Okay, so according to Mumbazi, it makes a lot of sense. He said a shvuah in the past. He was very aware that he ate pizza, and he's swearing he didn't eat pizza. So that part we covered. He had a complete awareness. So why is he a shaygig? He didn't know you have to bring a carbon. That's shitas Mumbaz. Or Lishna Achrina, some people take this out. Well, let's say we put it in. It's not really, everybody says it's not a real new lashon. It's just a way to understand it a little differently. Eli Mumbaz Pshita, according to Mumbaz, this will be Pashat, Ashta B'chol HaTorah, Delav Chidushu, Omar Shigas Carbon, Shmo Shigach, the Chidushu Lekolchkein. Obviously, according to Mumbaz, this works. If you forget that there's a carbon, that's considered a shaygig. Over here, this is the big Chiddush. Elav Rabbanan hi. Perhaps even Rabbanan in this case, typically Rabbanan say that in order to be a shaygig, you have to forget about either the kares or the lav in the kares, depending Rabbi Yochanan Shlomish. Over here, in this case of Shvuas Bitui, they'll admit to Mumbaz that if forgetting a carbon is also considered a shaygig. Because Abaye just said a second ago that everybody admits when it comes to Shvuas Bitui, forgetting a carbon is not a shaygig. Over here, it says Mufurish, forgetting a carbon is a shaygig. Vamar Abaye. Hakol Moedim B'Truma. Okay, let's talk about Truma for a second. If a person designates fruit for a Kayan, he says, this is the Truma for the Levi, 10% for the Levi, 2% for the Kayan, whatever it is. And he goes and he eats it. If he eats it deliberately, he gets Misa B'dei Shamayim. Different than Karas. Question. According to Rabbi Yochanan, who says before that forgetting about Karas is considered a shaygig, what about forgetting about Misa B'dei Shamayim? Can we equate the two, Misa B'dei Shamayim and Karas? Machlokes Abaye and Rav. If a person eats Truma inadvertently, by mistake, he didn't realize, he put it aside, and his wife came and ate the fruit that he put aside for Truma, his wife has to bring Keren V'chayim, she has to pay the exact Truma that she ate by mistake, plus Chaymesh, which means fifth. In Gemara language, it's a fifth. In English, it means 25%. Great. Not going into that. It's milabar and not milagav. All of the Torah is the same. It's always, all these things are always milabar. Says the Gemara, Akol Moedim B'Truma, She'ein Chayav Malei HaChaymesh Ad Sheyishgoig B'Lav Sheba. Everybody admits that when it comes to Truma, you don't bring that fifth unless he forgot that it's Aser. Hakol Moedim Mai, Rabbi Yochanan, Pshita. So over here the Gemara is saying, wait a minute, Rabbi Yochanan only said it's Allah of shaygig when it comes to kares. By Truma there is no kares. So obviously he has to say that shaygig is in something else. Shaygig is in the lav, like we said before. In Shabbos, that is kares, he forgot kares. In Truma that there's no kares, what is there instead of kares? There's something called Misa B'dei Shamayim. Not the same thing. Why is it not the same thing? Because kares, if you do a very big kares, you chayav a carbon b'shaygig. Not necessarily by Truma that you get Misa B'dei Shamayim, you don't bring a carbon. It's different. Says the Gemara, the same with Misa B'makam kares, right? It makes a lot of sense to us. Look, death is death. So it's a few years apart, whatever, but it's death min hashamayim. I would think that they're equal. And if you forget about Misa B'dei Shamayim, it's the same thing as forgetting about kares min hashamayim? No. Rava says not true. Misa b'makom kares edes. That's probably what you guys are thinking. What's the difference? What kind of death penalty he gets? They're both min hashamayim, and they're both death. Do I care at what age he got it and all the different conditions? Death is death. And if I forget about the death penalty, min hashamayim, that should be enough kares, enough shaygeg. The chaymish b'makim karbin kai, and he finishes it off. And he says, "Look, they're equal. In Hilchas Shabbos, you have kares on the one hand, if you do it by b'mezid, and karban chatos if you do b'shaygeg. And truma, same exact thing. Misa b'dei shamayim if I do it on purpose. Chaymish if I do it by accident. Chaymish equals carbon. They're identical. They're interchangeable. So if I forget, if the halacha is according to Chachamim that forgetting kares in Hilchas Shabbos is considered a shaygig, so forgetting Misa b'dei shamayim in Hilchas Truma is a shaygig. Rabbi said one of the most incredible sugyas. I love this sugya. Oh Ravuna, hoya mahalach b'midbar ve'enu yidei Moshe Shabbos. The guy is walking in the desert. So let me just give you the background how I see this story. The guy's on a ship. He wakes up one morning, all sunburnt. He's laying there. He looks around. He realizes that he was shipwrecked. He was knocked unconscious, and he's now on an island all by himself. He looks around. He does nothing. He doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know who he is. His day just started to get worse. It's not enough that he almost died and he doesn't know where his family is and he doesn't know how to get home. He doesn't have a cell phone. Nothing. Zero. He has a much bigger problem. The problem is that he's Jewish and he's chayiv to keep Shabbos. So what does he do? Every day could be Shabbos. Could be Shabbos right now. Could he be Michal Shabbos? And we're going to restrict him so much that every single day he has to be careful that perhaps it's Shabbos. Big tzars. So here's a cartoon. Stam to says, what day is it? Says, it's about the Yomi. Okay, good. Thank you. Great. He's holding a Gemara, but I said, that's not an iPad. It's a Pasha Gemara. It's the iPad that Avi Gargir has. It's the Gemara that Avi Gargir has. Okay, fine. So
it looks like you found somebody else on the island.
Yeah, two guys. It doesn't make. They both don't know where they are. They don't know what's happening. Now you see the coconuts on that tree over there. Are they allowed to climb the tree and bring down a coconut, or two coconuts? So here's the crazy answer. The answer is, how much does a person need to sustain himself so he doesn't die? The bare minimum. And the answer is, I didn't do the research. I'm going to tell you right now. It's 3/4 of a coconut. I'm just saying, whatever. A coconut, one coconut. They're allowed to climb up the tree and take down one coconut only every day. And they have to eat enough coconut that they're just about to pass out, keep themselves alive. Bitzimtzum. Let's see it inside. But we're going to get there soon. Before we get there, when is Shabbos? What Shabbos? Hoy mahalach b'midbar v'eni yidei Moshe Shabbos. Moina shisha yomim u'mishamer yom echad. So what he does is, the following day, they wake up, the following day they start counting 6. Not today, says Rashi, because I don't know, maybe I was Michal Shabbos today. Maybe in the morning I had a shipwreck and I was already going like this and I was fueling up the ship. Not today. Tomorrow I start counting 6 days, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I make those notches on the palm tree, I go like that on the coconut tree, and then on the 7th day is Shabbos. No. Today is Shabbos, or tomorrow is Shabbos. Right now is Shabbos. Tomorrow is Shabbos. And then I count from there 6 days. That's the world. The world was created 6 days of weekday, and on the 7th was Shabbos. When Adam Rishon woke up on an island called Gan Eden, he woke up, what's going on? The next day, right away, was Shabbos. So Shabbos right away, and then he keeps 6 days. Says the Gemara, wait a minute, how does this fit into the Brisa? It says he forgot what day it was. He should keep 1 day for every 6 days. What does it sound like? For every 6 days, he keeps 1, meaning first he should keep 6 weekdays and then 1 Shabbos. You know what? I could be doichek a little bit and say, maybe it means first you do Shabbos, then you keep 6. It doesn't fit into the words. It should say Mishamer Yom Echad, Umayna Shisha Mibaylei. The wording is off. Okay, that's problem number one. Problem number two, a much bigger problem, Vaitanya, there's a Mefurish Brayz that says, what do? It says Mefurish, Mayna Shisha, first you count 6, Umishamer Yom Echad. Only then you do Shabbos like Briyas Shalaylam, not like other Marishain. Tiyufta the Rechia Barav Tiyufta, major problem. I just want to point out a beautiful thing here. How many times have we said these psukim or heard these psukim every single Shabbos? I did a little bit math. I heard them over 2,000 times in my life. 2,500 times. So let me ask you a question. Zachar siyam Shabbos lekachoy. Sheishes yamim ta'avoid. You should work 6 days. What if I don't feel like working 6 days? Is this a mitzvah d'oraisa to work 6 days? I'm retired. I won the lottery. I have to work 6 days? Question number one. Question number two, v'asisa kol melachtecha. Do everything. I don't want to do everything. I want to do 90%. What's kol melachtecha? And then it says, v'yom shvi Shabbos l'Hashem elikecha. Has anybody ever paid attention when we make Kiddush? Look at these questions, the most simplest questions in the world. L'isasa kol melacha. On Shabbos, don't do anything. Okay, these are the questions. You know who asked these questions? The Vilna Gaon. Simple questions. Let's go back to for a second. Omar Rava, what does this dude on the island do? He works every single day. Bar mahu yom. Somebody's on and unmuted, and I can hear them. I hear the background. Bar mahu yoima, vayu yoima lemos. So every single day he works besides on Shabbos. Now, what should he do on Shabbos? Should he die on Shabbos? What is he supposed to do? Says the Gemara, he works double on the day he thinks it's Friday. But he has no idea what day is Shabbos. So maybe he's working on Shabbos double. And this is every single day he does exactly what he needs to live, to sustain himself, and not a little bit more. He can't say, oh, it's a weekday and I'm going to work for 8 hours and grab 10 coconuts and 45 dates from a tree. He has to understand how much it takes to sustain him and not a little bit more. Every date that he takes more might be Chil Shabbos. Ask the Gemara, so if he's working every single day the same exact amount, he's taking 1 coconut per day, then why is it Shabbos? He makes Kiddush and Avdallah. Says Rashi, only for the point to remember Shabbos, that he shouldn't forget, if he's on the island for 25 years, he shouldn't forget the concept of Shabbos. Others want to say from this Gemara that you can make up your own Shabbos, even on a Tuesday, the Rabbaz, whatever. Question, how does he make Kiddush and Avdallah? Just to remember. Kiddush and Avdallah require Shem Hashem. You can't make Kiddush on a Wednesday. You can't make Avdallah on a Wednesday. Maybe you can make Avdallah up until Tuesday, but not on Wednesday. The answer is, once Chachamim tell you, remember Shabbos, then you make a bracha. They're the ones that tell you to make a bracha. They tell you to make a bracha to remember Shabbos. You can do it. But listen to this beautiful word that the Gaon says, that these psukim are referring to our case and our sugya. Zachar is Yom HaShabbos L'Kachoy. Remember what day it is, because if you forget the calendar, if you remember, then you could work. You can work as much as you want. You don't have to reap 1 coconut. You could do 25 coconuts. You don't have to work 7 days like the Gemara says. If a guy is stranded on an island, he has to work 7 days. Every day a little bit. No. If you remember what day Shabbos is, then you can work. Tavoid, then you're allowed to work on 6. Not a chiyuv to work. You're allowed to work only on 6. Then even that little amount, that 1 coconut, you're not allowed to do if you remember what day Shabbos is. If a person recognizes the day that he went out, he doesn't know what day is Shabbos, but he knows that 3 days ago he left the port. He knows. So what is he saying to himself really? That 3 days ago was for sure not Shabbos. I am not going to leave on Shabbos. I'm Jewish. I didn't leave on a journey on Shabbos. So I know one thing. I know that 3 days ago wasn't Shabbos. Therefore, every 7 days after that, I could do malacha. I know for a fact that day is not a Shabbos day. When Shabbos is, I don't know. Ask the Gemara, Pshita. No, big chiddush. So I know that one day out of the week is not Shabbos. Great. Of course I could do malacha every 7 days after that. Wait a minute. Typically, has anybody ever flown, besides no one fixed, has anybody ever flown where you leave, well, Noam leaves on Thursday, he gets here on when it's Sukkot because he sells a sorghum in America. Erev Shabbos, a few hours before Shabbos. Okay, sometimes you do that. But whoever leaves on a Friday, nobody leaves on a Friday. So maybe I'll say, listen, if I remember that I left 3 days ago, so I also know I didn't leave 4 days ago. I don't leave on Friday. Says Gemara, that's not true. Yes?
You can take a flight from Los Angeles on Friday and land in Australia on Sunday.
Okay, I could take a flight from Ben Gurion and land in Eilat in a half hour. Great. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm saying us normal people that we live in New York and Israel, we don't do these flights. So, yes, you could do different things. I hear what you're saying, but listen what the Gemara says. So maybe he didn't leave on a Thursday. He obviously left on a Thursday. So he should be allowed to do 2 days malacha. Kamash malon. What if a guy got an amazing glitch on Dan's deal? He found out that there's a round trip ticket from New York to Israel for $220, and that requires him to leave on Friday. He'll do it. He's going to land in Tel Aviv 25 minutes before Shabbos. He'll come up with all the Ethereum in the world. It's possible. If you find the right bus, the right shayara, the right caravan, he might have done it, and therefore you can't take that for granted that that day is. Let's just finish up the daf. Let's go. This is easy sugya. V'hayidei Shabbos. So real quickly, we had in the first Mishnah that it's possible a person brings one carbon chatas for his entire life. When? When he forgot the whole idea of Shabbos, or he was born into a society that doesn't know Shabbos. One carbon for. There's a person that brings one carbon for every single Shabbos. What is that? A person that forgot that today is Shabbos. He didn't forget the idea of Shabbos. He knows about it. He just forgot that he lost track of the day. He lost track of the calendar. Then he brings for every Shabbos. Ask the Gemara, who told you? Why? Where did you get this from? Maybe the guy that was born and every single Shabbos he was over, maybe he should bring a carbon every Shabbos. Who told you? Says the Gemara because we have a contradiction in the Psukim, famous Psukim. The first pasuk is Shamru b'nei Yisrael es Shabbos. Oh, we say it every Shabbos. In singular, V'shamru b'nei Yisrael es Shabbos, one. And then it says V'shapsoisai tishmoiru in plural. Contradiction. Do you keep one Shabbos? Do you keep all the Shabbosim? Hoketzad V'shamru b'nei Yisrael es Shabbos shmirachas l'Shabbos es harbe. Says Rashi, since we have a contradiction, the Torah gave Chachamim the ability, the Torah gave Chachamim the power to decide logically which pasuk is applied to what. And logic dictates that if a person was born into a society where there's no concept of Shabbos, so how many mistakes did this guy make his entire life? One mistake. But if a person knows the concept of Shabbos, just he forgot what day it is, how many mistakes did he make? Every week is a new mistake. And therefore, the second pasuk, Shapsoi Sai Tishmaru, is referring to that guy that forgot every Shabbos. Shmir Achas Shabbos Harbe, V'Shapsoi Tishmaru, Shmir Achas L'Kol Shabbos V'Shabbos, Maskil Rav Nachman bar Yitzchok, Adarabba. Anyways, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchok says the same exact thing. He just learns it from different, he reverses the psukim. But the idea is the same. The Chachamim took these psukim, learned it on their own, and they decided which one is what. V'shamar b'nei Yisrael Shabbos, Shmir Achas L'Kol Shabbos V'Shabbos. Each and every Shabbos you should be over one Aveira. It's a Shabbos. And next Shabbos is V'shamar b'nei Yisrael Shabbos. And the Shabbos after that is V'shamar b'nei Yisrael Shabbos. And the pasuk V'shabsois T'shmaru, Shmir Achas L'Kol Shabbos is harbe. The opposite. The Torah tells us plural, meaning all the Shabbos of this guy's entire life are wrapped into one. And on that he's chayv. The outcome is the same. A guy that didn't know the concept of Shabbos brings one carbon. A guy that knows the concept, just he forgot that today is Shabbos, he brings it one carbon for every single Shabbos and Shabbos. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Sicha Adonai.
Shema Lois, Mimama King, Sicha Adonai. Adonai, Shema Kudit, and the Shabbos, the Kodana. Kimcha Slicho, the man Tiborei. Zanik Zanavshi, Shila Dino, Shemrim, La Boykin, Shem La Boykin. He's only given the next time we do. We does this way, Mikol, Shilling Lashto, Bagazon Koliv, Benima, Romain. Shkoyach. Everybody's muted. You can unmute yourself if you want.
The best year in the world. The best. Top quality year. Everyone's so happy to be a part of the family. You have no idea.
Let me ask you, did you see the cartoon? Did you notice the cartoon?
Why does it say 40 minus 1? It should just say 39. You can count it. I have a question for you, though. You have a team of 15 people that work for the Daf, right? There's 15 of us running around making sure everyone stays happy.
Are we what? Oh my gosh. I apologize. Somebody ended the meeting.